Hello everybody, today is Saturday, June 10th, 2017. Today I actually made myself a little script to follow to hopefully keep myself on a straight train of thought, because sometimes I have problems with that. Today I want to introduce a walking for fitness challenge. Now basically it's just a challenge to myself. If any of you find a way to make it a challenge where maybe we can keep each other motivated and stuff, that would be awesome too. But for now, it's just a walking for fitness challenge. It's a challenge to myself, and the reason I'm talking about it and putting it on YouTube is so that I can hold myself somewhat accountable for it should I slack off a little bit. So basically the challenge is this. I challenge myself to walk 1 mile every day. I know some days it might not be possible simply because of life. On a particular day, if I'm not able to take that walk, then I'm going to make up for that lost mile the next day or the day after that. Either way, we're still going to put down 30 days, 30 miles at the minimum. Now keep in mind, I also move a lot, doing a paper route 5 days a week. It doesn't really get counted in my step count, but I do get in and out of the car hundreds of times in a couple of hour span. Occasionally I will run from house to house just to get my heart rate up, and I'm not counting that toward the Walking for Fitness challenge. I just wanted that notated in there, and that, I do move around a little bit, but other than that, and other than the walks, I live a pretty not super active life. What can I say? There's a chance in a couple of weeks I won't be doing the paper route anymore. If that happens, then I'll modify the Walking for Fitness challenge to include a little bit more distance in it. Back in 2015, I was walking about 4 miles per day, probably 3 to 5 times a week. I got down to a pretty decent for me weight. I felt really good, and I looked a lot better than I do now. It was pretty awesome. But for now, baby steps. Baby steps are good. They keep us from, burning out at the very start of something good, while we're still getting used to it. And we don't want that. In other news, I've also given up soda for 30 days. Today is day 5. I've done this along with my wife. It was actually my wife's idea. A coworker of hers challenged her to give up soda for 30 days. And at the end of 30 days, she would take her out to eat anywhere in town. So I thought, well, if she can do the 30 days without soda, so can I. Maybe. I hope. So far, it's going pretty good. In another 25 days or so, I'll decide whether I want to allow soda back in my life again or not, and we'll make the decision from there. But, I'd like for this to be a new thing. That would be cool. Maybe turn it into like a soda a month, a soda as a special treat, sort of a thing. My wife and I added up the amount of calories that we both consume just with soda alone. It was disgusting. We were both downing about 8,000 to 10,000 calories just in soda alone per month. Yuck. Now, if that rule of like every 3,500 calories you burn or give up, you lose 1 pound is accurate, and we should lose like 2.5 to 3 pounds alone just by giving up soda. And then, added to the whole walking thing being a regular occurrence, I think that would really, it has the potential to like really help us both out with our health. Maybe I'll even ask my wife if she wants to join me in by doing like a little weigh-in or something. Like starting today or something, we'll weigh ourselves, and then in 30 days, we'll try it again. Watch, I get to like the end of 30 days of no soda, and I've still lost no pounds. That would figure. That would really figure. I'm going to make that prediction now. If that happens already, I'm going to I'll make a video, and I'll be like, what kind of a video? I'll slap my face on camera or something for you guys. Make it worth it. Now, switching gears to some other updates that I have, I might be getting a different job, a job working at a motel, which is kind of crazy because I want to say a month or two ago, I had a dream about working at a motel, and so that was a little weird. And that's not what really spurred me to seek out a job like this. It just happened to be what's happening, I guess. If I get it, it should help out our family's like work-life balance, because right now it's really rough with my wife works full-time, and then we do, the paper route together. And so between the two, she's doing some pretty big hours, and then I'm only doing the hours with the paper route. I do other things too. I watch the kids full-time, and I do YouTube stuff, but still, I think for her not to have to go out every night on a job and have it be replaced by just me working on a job, that's going to be better for everybody. And in the last of the updates, I told you guys I'm reading a script. That's why I keep looking down. I have some new videos coming up. One or two are going to be automotive related. So if you're into watching my automotive videos, definitely stay tuned for those. One's going to be changing the fuel pump on the van, which I've talked about. I've just sort of put off editing the video because I don't know if it's going to turn out well or not. And then the other video is going to be me changing out my iPhone's 1.5-year-old battery. Also, I'm trying something new as we speak. I'm recording with the GoPro and I'm using an external mic connected to my iPhone to record the audio. If it worked out okay and I was able to pull it off, then hopefully the audio and the video will both look decent. I feel like maybe because I have the waterproof GoPro, it might be really cool to take the kids to a pool soon. We've got a really cool geothermal heated pool that it'd just be really fun to take the kids to. Take the GoPro with us, get some underwater footage. I've never had that on my channel before. I've never even took, I don't know what the proper word is, a camera in the water before. The splash pad doesn't count. I mean actually underwater. Never done that before, and I think that might be really cool. And as always, thank you for putting up with me and watching this whole video. If you've made it this far, feel free to leave a like.